Dolphins fans, we are doing a preview video for a playoff game. If you'd have told me that we were doing this as the season started, I'd have said, hell yeah, I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm pumped for the playoffs. And trust me, I'm still ready. I'm still pumped, but it's hard after that Tua news to feel like we've got like this great, outstanding chance of advancing. Because honestly, as I was prepping for this video, I got to admit, this was the hardest preview keys to victory video that I have done all season. It's already hard enough as the AFC's 7 seed, going and playing the 2 seed, going on the road to play a Super Bowl favorite. But now we got to do it with not Tua, not Teddy, but Skylar, a 7th round rookie quarterback. We're using quarterback 3. We're likely playing without RB1. Mostert's got the thumb. We're potentially playing with an offensive line combo that we have not even used this season. And look at the secondary. If you want to go on defense, we're playing with, what do we got left? Xavier Howard, Javon Holland. Pretty much everyone else in that secondary are guys that we anticipated at being like a backup role. Eric Rowe was a little bit of an outlier there, but everyone else is pretty much, hey, these guys were going to be depth pieces. So I do have my top keys to victory. I'm going to get to them, but you know the drill. Let me know your top keys to victory, because I guarantee you there's going to be some more today that I don't get to. So let me know yours. Drop those in the comments. And lastly, if you have any questions that you would like me to address on the final prediction video for the wild card playoff game, drop those in the comments. I will get as many added as possible. Let's jump into mine, though. Like I said, first one I've got, you got to get off the field on 3rd down. And a lot of that deals with containing Josh Allen and his mobility, his ability to get it done on the ground. And you know what? Get off the field on 3rd down. Something we really haven't done this year. But if we want any chance whatsoever of winning this game, we cannot let the Bills extend drives, wear down this defense. And a primary way that the Bills extend drives, as you know already, when they're on 3rd down, it's running the ball with their mobile quarterbacks like Josh Allen. And you know exactly how bad we struggle with those mobile quarterbacks. I don't need to rattle off any stats about Josh Allen and Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson. You know the story. You know that's one of our primary weaknesses, stopping these mobile quarterbacks. But whether we end up running out more zone coverage on 3rd downs, whether we use a spy, remember week 15, we used Jerome Baker in a spy. We used Javon Holland in a spy. That had some success. We didn't use it a lot, but we had some success with it. So whether or not we're doing something like that or something else that maybe Josh Boyer has up his sleeves, the 3rd down defense has got to show up. Now, I went back and looked at how we did defensively on 3rd down from the previous 2 matchups, because back in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty confident that we didn't do very well, especially in that first game when they completely dominated us. We won the game, but they dominated us in time of possession. They had like 90 offensive plays. So I went back and looked, and they went 11 of 18 on 3rd down and 2 of 4 on 4th down. And then in week 15, they went 8 of 14 on 3rd down. So combined 3rd and 4th downs in the 2 games that we played against them this year, they went 21 for 35. So, man, we have got to, absolutely have to improve in that area. Just for the things that I already mentioned, it leads to huge discrepancies in time of possession. It impacts field position, which even if you're not giving up points on all these drives where they're extending on 3rd down, field position in a game like this, where we need every single thing to break our way, field position could be absolutely huge. But as you know, it wears down the defense. And we may need this defense, if things break our way, to make a huge stop in the 4th quarter to keep us into this game. So I know that's a lot of wishful thinking right there, but we're going to need to get off the field, contain Josh Allen on 3rd down. Second one I got is that the run game, the ground game, is your best friend. Because what do teams traditionally do when you're kind of forced to play with a young, inexperienced rookie quarterback, especially a 7th round rookie quarterback? You run the ball. And that's what we saw a lot last week when we were starting Skylar Thompson against the Jets. And I believe that's what we're going to see again this week, with him likely starting against the Bills, and especially after the amount of success we had on the ground leading back to that week 15 game. Like I mentioned in the previous video, I did a video earlier this week talking about and kind of analyzing how we had that much success on the ground in that week 15 game. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go back and check that one out. The link to that video will be in the description of this video. But man, we've got a lot of things working against us this week when it comes to the ground game. I already mentioned Raheem Mostert. hasn't practiced this entire week. I'm recording this and putting this one out on Thursday of this week, hasn't practiced yet. Neither Terron Armstead or Brandon Shell have practiced yet this week. They appear very questionable at best, along with Raheem Mostert. And now you got to believe the Bills are going to be prepared for the Dolphins run game. We ran for 188 yards week 15 against them. And now this time around, we had Tua in that game, obviously. We're a big play passing offense. They weren't probably quite as prepared for the run game. Well, this time we're not starting Tua. We're not starting Teddy, most likely. We're starting a rookie quarterback that hasn't shown the ability to push the ball downfield consistently, really push the ball downfield at all outside of the preseason to our playmakers, to Tyreek Hill, to Jaylen Waddle. So my guess is that the Bills will feel comfortable loading the box, essentially daring Mike McDaniel and Skylar Thompson to call shot plays and beat them deep because they still have got a good secondary. They still got Tre'Davious White. They still got Jordan Poyer. I know some of these guys are dinged up, but they're gonna test it. They've got an offense which allows them to try things on defense because they know they can score the ball offensively. So I'm not outright saying that we take the Bill Belichick approach. We run the ball 3 times and attempt to win that way. I don't think we need to go to those extremes. End of the day, Skylar Thompson's going to have to make some plays. He's going to be asked to make some plays in the passing game. I think that part is inevitable. But the run game has to be the focal point. It has to set us up with second and manageable situations, much like it did in that week 15 game. No, we didn't win that game, but we had a lot of success running the ball on first down and setting us up with second and manageables and third and manageables and keeping those drives alive. So run game is your best friend. And honestly, I hate to sound this desperate because my number 3 key here is an impact play from defense or special teams. I truly think we're going to need, whether it's a defensive touchdown or something crazy on special teams. Now I'm talking kick return, punt return, blocked field goal, blocked punt, something like that, in order for us to pull this one out. Now the good news is we've shown some ability to block punts in the past. We have a couple last year. We had one with Van Ginkel earlier this year. I believe it was against the Bears when he blocked it, and I think it was Jaelan Phillips got the scoop and score. But the bad news, you're used to this. We're Dolphins fans. There's always a but. What? But if. There's bad news. The Bills don't punt the ball. I looked it up, and Sam Martin, who I believe has been the punter all season for the Bills, 29th in number of punts this season in the entire NFL at 46. Do the math on that. That's less than 3 punts per game. Now I'm going to pile on some more bad news, and you know this news already. We don't really return kicks or punts. Can you recall a specific punt or kick return that we've had all season? More often than not, it's a fair catch. It's a touchback on a kickoff return. It's not breaking tackles. It's not anything exciting whatsoever. I usually pray that we just don't fumble the ball, that we don't turn it over. But that's just kind of what we're going to need in this game. Let's go back and finish actually with a little bit of good news, because I talked about an impact play from defense or special teams. We covered the special teams there, but defensively, Josh Allen has shown a little bit of a tendency to turn the ball over this season. He's got tied for the second most interceptions this season with 14. So maybe, just maybe, that's where an opportunity can come from. And one other thing here, this is kind of interesting to think about. The Dolphins have been much better defensively the last 2 weeks. I saw some stats, some numbers about Dolphins basically giving up like some of the fewest yards, some of the fewest points over the past 2 weeks. But you got to ask yourself, is that because the defense is like finally turning a corner and coming on? Or is it because we played the Patriots and the Jets? Because I look back to last year's defense, and we had one of like the league's worst defenses through the first like 7-8 weeks. Well, then we incorporated the zero blitz. We got hot. We got streaky. We started becoming one of the league's best defenses. Well, now, did we just start turning that on in week 17? Kind of feels like it's probably the latter. I think it's likely due to the opponents that we played more so than the scheme and everything that we're throwing out. We played the Jets week 18. I'm pretty confident the Jets didn't score a touchdown over the league's final 3 weeks. But, I mean, we're kind of down to this because without Tua, without him as starting quarterback, he was our hope. He was our chance, we had thought at this point in time. Without him, we probably need something out of the ordinary in order to pull this one off. So like I said, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, the one that's got to try to bring this back to like reality, but I think we need, I don't want to say the word miracle, but if we're going to pull off what would be probably wild card weekends in NFL history based on a 13.5-point spread. The biggest upset, at least Vegas point spread wise, in NFL history. We're going to need some things to break our way. We're going to need that defensive touchdown or a crazy special teams play. So it's not an outright great key. It's not something that you can always bank on, plan on. But man, we need some crazy stuff to happen if we're going to be able to pull this one out. But that is what I got. Like I said, I know that there's more. Drop what you've got in the comments as well. And also let me know if you've got any questions for that final preview and prediction video that'll come out on Saturday morning. That is my time for today, Miami Dolphins fans. And until next time, fins up.